All right, so coming up, we talked about a guy. I guess he had some drama with his fiance and his fiance's 16-year-old son over a car, and apparently he was going to take off in it. Didn't even have a license or insurance, but did have his permit. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then apparently people in their relationships who there's no reason to be unhappy in your relationship. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. So listen for all that. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. I forgot to tell you guys this the other day, yesterday, because it was funny. It's funny. And because I know how many of you have dealt with this. I know you guys all have dealt with this, especially if you got a big family and a big Mexican family. So I was at a family gathering Sunday, and I have this, they were asking if they can use my ice chest. I have this, those big Yeti 40 quart, 40 gallon ice, whatever those big Yeti ice chest tubs are. And I said, yeah, no problem. So we go to set up for the event, and I bring my tub and we fill it up with ice and soda and water and everything. Well, I was going to leave earlier than the event was ending, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm getting ready to leave, and they're still, everybody's still doing their thing because I had to, it's Sunday night. I had to come back to, I had to get up early, so I was going to leave earlier. So I get my tub and I start taking everything out of it and putting it in the refrigerator outside. They have a little refrigerator with their patio area. So I start taking everything out of my tub and I'm putting it in the refrigerator. Now, these Yeti tubs are what? $400 or $500? How much these Yeti tubs cost? I don't even know. Probably $400 or $500. And so I start taking out the stuff, and somebody at the party walks up and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm getting ready to leave. Taking my tub with me, putting everything in the refrigerator." And right as this person does it, my Thea walks up, and my Thea goes, "Everybody knows to take their ice chest when you leave this family's party. You don't ever leave an ice chest at this family's party." And then my Theo, her husband, comes up, and we're talking about it, and he starts helping me take everything out, and we're laughing because how many times has that happened to you? You got a big family, you have a family gathering, you got either an ice chest or you have a fold-up table. Those disappear a lot also. And you could even have your name on it. Don't ever leave it. Don't ever come back the next day to get it because it will never be there, right? So my Theo starts laughing. He goes, "You don't know how many times I showed up." Now remember, my Theo married into this family. He married into the family. He goes, "You don't know how many times I showed up to a family function, and there's my table with my name on it. There's my ice chest with my name on it. Nobody knew." You ask the family what happened to it. When you go pick it up the next day, nobody knows anything. But then you show up at the next family function, sure enough, there's your stuff. They didn't even have the decency to scratch my name off it, just right there. How many times that happened to you? You ever had it happen to you? At my family, boy, whatever you bring, you don't say, "I'll get it tomorrow." You take it back that day or you'll never see it again. RD4254 7 to 7. It's Romeo outside 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's Romeo. All right. So how many of you got a family where, man, if you go to a family function and you leave something, you'll never see it again. Or you'll see it at the next family function because, well, they needed it and somehow it ends up over there. It'll even have your name on it. It's usually the most common thing is ice chests and folding tables. For some reason, how many times you've gone somewhere, someone say, "Hey, can you bring your ice chest, or can we use your folding table?" So what do? Put your name on it, right? Good morning, Al. What's going on?
Morning, Ron.
Hey, what up, man?
Hey, I'm listening to when people bring stuff to the house. Most people write their names and all that. We're pretty good, but what I can't stand when people like my brother brings their friends or my brother-in-law brings their friends. They bring beer. They don't drink their beer. They drink all our beer, and at the end of the party, they go and sneak out their case back home. I can't. I'm like, dude, no, don't do that. I try not to focus, not to look at it, but it's hard. I'm like, hey, what you doing?
That's funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny, man.
All right, brother. Have a good morning,
Later,
man.
brother. Yeah, that's another thing that happens too. People take their stuff back. I mean, that happens in a lot of people do that, by the way. RD4254 7 to 7. It's Romeo outside 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo, RD42547, you guys. So, I don't know what kind of family you got. I got a big family. So, whenever you take something, whenever there's a party, you take an ice chest, or whenever a family member borrows something, man, you better get that back. You know, you have a kid's birthday party, and someone will ask you, hey, can I borrow your ice chest? Can I borrow a table? Not only you got to put your name on it, you got to make sure when they say, well, you can just pick it up tomorrow. No, you pick it up tonight. It don't matter if it's 2 a.m. If you don't take that ice chest or that table home with you, you ain't never going to see it again. Well, that's not totally true. You'll see it again. You'll just see it at the next family function. Nobody know who took it, but it'll keep showing up, right? And then all of a sudden, you lost your ice chest. RD42547. Hey, Romeo, it's funny that you're talking about that. I married into a big family. My wife, she has a big Mexican family, and they get together a lot. Family functions, birthday parties. They even have a family reunion every couple of years. I had this big, I had a Yeti ice chest, and you know those things ain't cheap. I used it for work because I'm a welder. Well, my wife asked if she could borrow it one time to take it to a birthday party. She wrote my name on the bottom of it. I've never seen it again. I went to pick it up the next day, like you said. I went to pick it up the next day, and nobody knew what happened to it. So I never saw my Yeti ice chest again. I had to go buy a new one. Those things are expensive. And my wife still has the audacity to ask me every time if her family members can borrow something when they throw a party. And I say no, and she thinks I'm in the wrong. No, you're not in the wrong. You got to know your family members, bro. It's not your responsibility to supply ice chests and chairs and tables for everybody's family and everybody in her family. Now, hell no, you're not wrong. She needs to stop asking. What's funny about my family, though, is everybody in my family knows who the culprit is, who's taking stuff and who's not returning stuff, who's forgetting they borrowed something. So we all joke about it. Like I said, the party I was at, the family function I was at on Sunday with my Yeti tub, the family members that were there are not the ones that, take your stuff or forget that they borrowed your stuff. So they all understood. They were helping me get my stuff. So yeah, I know. RD42547. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. Oh, family, right? Hey, Rome, let me tell you. Oh, here. Hey, Rome, I let my nephew borrow the Santa Maria grill for a party. It's been a year. Hasn't taken it back. You're right. I need to go today. Well, that you may never see it again. It might not be there when you get there. I mean, man, when you got family like that, things disappear. You even put your name on stuff and it disappears. Let alone lending stuff, especially when you got big families, they throw parties. They want to use your stuff. So what do? You take that big Sharpie, you write your name on it. I'll come back and get it tomorrow. It's not there. It's amazing how it disappears. RD42547. Hey, good morning, Rome. Tell the Yeti to put his girl on check because that's not okay. Just hearing her ignorance for me made me mad. And if I were him, I would never show up at her family's party again until someone reimbursed my Yeti. Well, the Yeti might actually show up again at a family party. So he got a shot to get that back. His name will be scratched off or worn off, but he'll know it's his Yeti. RD42547. Hey, Rome, I'm a mechanic, so I got family members always trying to borrow tools, man. Tools are expensive. I don't think I've ever gotten one back that I've ever loaned out, so now I don't loan them out. Exactly. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. So we're talking about lending stuff out or your family members borrowing things or people borrowing things from you. And do you ever get them back? In my family, if you don't get it the same day that it's being used at a party or a function or whatever you're at, you'll never see it again. Never see it again. You got to take it home with you.
If you brought it, you got to take it home. RD4254-7 to 7. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Romeo, this is coronavirus stalker.
Hey, what's going on?
You're talking about getting your stuff back from family?
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous how hard it is.
My mom. My mom. You let her borrow. You make food or anything, and she likes the Tupperware pan or something. She'll act like she lost it and she keeps it. So when I buy stuff, I take her stuff and I watch it right then and there. I'm like, no, Mom, I need it.
I forgot about it. Don't take your favorite bowl or pot over to a family gathering.
No, and then you want to know what I do now, so that way she don't keep my stuff. You know how, like, when you go to, like, a restaurant like KFC or wherever,
yeah.
You know the plastic that they give you the food in? I give her those, and she washes them and reuses them. So I'm like, no, give me my stuff back.
Oh, that's hilarious. I never even thought about that. All right, thanks for calling.
Bye.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. How many bowls? How many Tupperware bowls? How many Pyrex containers? How many pots? How much? That's another thing. I forgot about that because that's what my tias be doing. They be coming over for a potluck or something like that. And they're right there washing their dishes, washing their pot, washing their pan, washing out their bowls because they getting ready to leave. And they know they'll never see it again. Absolutely. That's hilarious. Yep. Sounds about right. RD4254-7 to 7. It's Romeo. It's out at 4.1. All right, so check this out. What do I got tickets for? I got tickets for the zoo. Is that what we're giving away for San Diego Zoo? I got a pair of tickets? No, 4-pack. Hold on, let me figure it out here. All right, I got, you can enter to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Zoo. No, let's not do that right now. Let's give away some movie passes. You guys go check out the movies. See if I can get my work. And yeah, let's give away a 4-pack of movie tickets to Reading Cinemas at the Valley Plaza right now. Caller number 29-845-47. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. Good morning, Hal. What's going on? You're call number 29. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get you a 4-pack of tickets to the movies, Valley Plaza Cinema. What's your name, man? All right, you're in. Hold on a second, okay? RD4254. We'll get some more tickets to give away here just before I get out of here. We'll give more tickets away as well, okay? All right, it's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Started. Hey, Rome. I see I have a family conflict. Me and my fiance and her son got at each other. I want to know if I'm wrong for wanting to stand my ground, but on Sunday morning, I see my fiance's son standing in the hallway, and I went to the kitchen and grabbed something out the front door. I thought it was odd, so I went to go check what he was doing. In the car, asked where he was going. Now, this boy has turned 16, no license or insurance, but he does have his permit, and he thinks he's the best driver, of course. I told him, I told him he better check and risk his mom to drive the car, and asked if she allowed him to come. No. Her son got all mad out and telling me that driver than me. When he grabbed my key in the car, my daughter locked the screen door and he started cussing her out. And I went and told him, you don't need to be talking. And as I was in the gate, I snatched the keys from him. I said, I didn't tell you I'm keys because it's not even his car. He got in my face, put his forehead on my forehead, and said, what are you going to do? And then he started shoving. And then his mom came and broke us up. Mom is telling me that I need to be an adult. But I just want to say, was I wrong for saying no? No, wrong at all for doing that. No, absolutely not. I mean, he's 16 years old. He don't have a driver's license. Why is he getting in your car without a driver's license, first of all? And it's your car. And you said she's your fiance? So basically, you got, a blended family. You got a daughter. How old's the daughter? You got a son who's 16 years old and sounds like a jackass. And has no respect for you. And you, was going to take your car and doesn't even have a license. And because you said no, he wanted to get into a physical altercation with you. I'm going to be honest with you right now, and you can take this for what it's worth. And I know it's tough. I know relationships are hard. I know that you guys, it's easy. Anybody else on the radio and tell you to leave because we're not going through it. But I would have left once my fiance blamed me for that, I would have left and not come back. But like I said, it's easy for me to say that because I know me. I'm not worried about it. I'm out. Fiance, marriage, whatever, I'm out. Well, marriage is a little bit different because that's probably your kid. But even if you're married and it's not your kid, but once you're, dude, that's just way toxic, bro. That's just way involved. And if he's yelling at you and he's yelling at your daughter, although I don't understand why your daughter locked him out. It's that daughter locked the screen door. I don't know why she did that. But I don't know if I really understand that part of your conversation. But no, I would 100% I would leave her and let her deal with her son because that's not right. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. This is kind of a crazy thing that happened the other day. This guy says, "Hey, Rome, I have a family conflict. I guess him and his fiance and her son got into it with each other. Sunday morning, I see my fiance's son standing in the hallway. I heard him go to the kitchen and grab something, walked out front. I thought it was odd, so I went to go check out what he was doing. He was in my car. I asked where he was going. And now this boy turned 16, no license or insurance, but he does have a permit. And he thinks he's the best driver. Of course, I told him he better check with his mom to see if he could drive that car. I think I asked if she allowed him to take the car. She said no. Her son got mad, started cussing me out, telling me that he's a better driver, blah, blah, blah. As he went to grab the keys from the car. For some reason, the daughter locked the screen door. He started cussing at her, which I probably would. Why are you locking the screen door? So I went and told him you need to do that. As I was opening the gate, I snatched the keys from him, and he said, "You don't need to touch me." I said, "I didn't. I just grabbed the keys. It's not even his car." He got in my face, put his forehead in my forehead. I said, "What are you doing?" He started shoving me. His mom came, broke it up. Now his mom is telling me I didn't need to act like that I needed to be an adult and not have anger issues. I'm going to tell you two things right now that you should never do in a relationship, when it comes to there being kids involved, step kids involved, or step parenting, whatever you want to call it. If you and the kid don't get along, leave. You should never be with a woman whose child, or you should never be with a man whose child you don't get along with. First and foremost, you should leave. I don't care how much you think you love that person. You can find somebody better. Never deal with that. And the second thing I think is that you should never, we all know this, right? You all know somebody, or you were involved with somebody who always stood by their child's side no matter what. Even if the child was 100% wrong, they always took the child's side and not yours. Okay? You all know, involved, just leave. The other thing is, it goes the opposite. If the woman or the man always chooses their current partner over their own child, then you don't want that situation either. Okay? It goes both ways. Now, obviously, there are situations, one person is where they're 100% right, and that parent or that step parent needs to understand that, or that parent needs that biological understand that side with whoever is right. Okay? If that's not happening, then you're in the wrong relationship. But I will tell you right now, the kid like you, get out. Don't ever stay with a partner is causing problems. They're not worth it. It'll never be miserable. RD4254777. Good morning, Rome. The moment that kid put his forehead to the other, that's an automatic ass whooping right there. I mean, it really is easy to say that. But, I mean, he can't beat up a 16-year-old kid. I mean, especially if it's his fiance, you gotta, I mean, I'm not saying the kid was right. I'm not saying the guy was, the mom was right by telling him better, but, you do that than to do it. RD4254777, Saturday 4.1. Saturday 4.1, the rhythm of the valley. This guy was telling me he's got a dilemma. His fiance and her son. They got into it on a Sunday. I guess the kid was going to take the car. 16-year-old kid, no license or insurance, but does have a permit. I guess was in the car. He went down to see what was going on. Kid was he stopped him, and then he went proceeded to ask his mom, tell her she's he's not supposed to be driving. She said no. So he goes to grab the keys from him, gets the keys from him. Well, I guess he got into a situation with the guy. The guys said that they were going, what are you going to do? Started shoving, and he broke it up. The mom's telling the fiance, him, that he didn't need to act like that. He needed to be an adult. Well, not have anger issues. Well, what's an adult? How do you adult a kid who's physically approaching, who's physically a stepchild? Well, not even a stepchild. They're not married yet. But how do you do that? Somebody explain that one to me. If your stepkid is physically coming at you, how do you adult that? RD 42547 If it's your home, tell them to kick rocks. If her house, leave. It's only going to get worse. He's already challenging your authority. Exactly. It's only going to get worse. That's absolutely right, Joey. And you need to get out. I mean, you should never. A stepchild is ever a problem in your relationship, you don't need to be in that relationship because there's not much to do about it. The two things that are going to happen is either the mom's going to choose you over the child, which is not right because that's her child. You got to figure it out. Or she's going to choose the child over you, and you're always going to be the bad guy. So you'll never win. Just like it looks like you were the bad guy here, right? And it works vice versa, for men too. So the only reason I'm saying is because we're talking about this specific situation, but it goes both ways. A lot of guys with daughters have problems with it. RD42547 Rome. Something like this happened to me back in the day. 20, when I see him, I'm going to smash him. Have a good day. Wow. RD4254, side 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley is Romeo. All right, so this poor guy's got a dilemma, I guess. His fiance's stepson, 16-year-old son, or his fiance's son would be his stepson. 16-year-old was trying to take his car one morning, and he said no. Went and asked his mom about it. She said no. I guess the kid's 16, no license or insurance, but does have a permit. Then they got into it about who's a person like that. Ended up, he grabbed the keys from the kid, and the kid goes forehead to forehead with him and then proceeds to shove him, asking him, what are you going to do? The mom finally comes in, picks it up, and is now telling the guy, hey, that he didn't need to act like that. He needed to be an adult and not have anger issues. What about the kid? What is the consequence to the 16-year-old who, and I'm just reading his perspective. I'm wrong. All I can do is go off what I'm reading. And what about the kid being a jackass and starting this whole thing? Yeah, but the mom seems to stay with that. So you want me to know what I do? I think you should. I think you and your daughter, I guess he has a daughter. I think the kid has some sort of, we've talked about it before. A lot of kids with divorced parents or parents that not having parents have anger. Psychologically, it messes them up sometimes. But you also see a lot of good guys and a lot of good women, men and women, who get together and take care of each other's their stepchildren. So, I mean, so there's no reason for you to deal with this, is what I would tell you. Or anybody. RD42547, but of course it's easy for me to say that. Hey, Romeo, I have a similar situation. It's hard because I also have a son with her, but I can't stand her. Sometimes I feel like I'm just on for my son's happiness. Well, I get it. But, yeah, now we're complicating things even more with yours. Now you have a child with that person, but you gotta go. You can't do that to yourself. And what does that say? You know, I'm going to tell you, I talked about with Michael Bean for a while. He says that kids that grow up in a household with both parents turn out better. I agree if they get along and if they're happy. But I think kids see the misery in their parents' eyes when they're not happy. And I think that affects them in a negative way. So I think it's better. I think it doesn't. Well, he doesn't. I guess he does. I guess it's not that simple. So I guess I shouldn't say it like that. But yeah, RD42547. What do you do? It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1. The Valley's Romeo. RD42547. Situation. Apparently, he's got a fiance. He's got a 16-year-old. She has a 16-year-old, no license, no insurance. Apparently, he tried to take the car on us the other day. About it, told him no, asked the mom. She said no as well. And so he grabbed the keys from the car. He started getting into it with the guy. The guy snatched the keys from him. "You don't need to touch me," and said, I didn't touch you. I just grabbed the keys because it's not even his car. He got in my face, put his forehead on and then he started shoving. And then his mom came, broke it up. Mom was telling me that I didn't need to act like that. I needed to be an adult, not have any anger issues. I just wanted to know, was I wrong for saying no? You weren't wrong for doing anything, at least the way I read it, okay? The mom is wrong for telling you need to be an adult. I mean, you got to understand, this is the other thing, and I don't know what to tell you moms and dads today. When we were kids, we didn't act like that with our parents because our parents would have drop kicked us in the next week. And nowadays, these kids can your moms and dads like they're adults. So what do? I don't know. I'm telling you, I would leave her. That's only going to worse. Why would you? And that's for any of you, all of you that have had with stepkids or your spouse defending the other spouse over the kid, or you should never be defending one over the other. I'm not saying one's better. You should never defend your partner over kid or vice versa. If they don't get along, it's never going to get along. So you should not be in that relationship. You can always find somebody else. The one thing to understand, you can always find somebody else where you won't have problems, or you may not have any problems. I don't know whoever said you need to suck it up and deal. It's not. Relationships don't. How many times I could tell you, they don't need to be like that. You can find the person that you get along 90% of the time, okay? And that 10% of the time is just because you had a bad day, nothing more. RD4254 7-7. Hey, Rome, tell that guy to leave. He doesn't know how. Exactly. That's a great point. Balance. RD4254 7-7. The rhythm of the valley is Romeo. RD4254 7-7. Hey, Rome, stepdad of four here. All girls. Respect should start day one. Comes with time. How long they've been how long they've been together? You've been raising that little punk for years now. Yeah, you better listen to daddy. Good morning, Dot. What's going on?
Yo, Rome, what up, man?
What up, brother?
Hey, I'll just chime in. I mean, my son, he's got a stepdad. I told the guy, my son's 11. I was like, look, man, I give you permission, if I'm not around, because, I work a lot, if something crazy was, put your hands on my kid, permission. But if it's something like that, that's something where I would come take care of it myself.
Okay.
But, anybody can feel me, and that boy, I would have took him down so fast, Rome, like, I would have put him on his ass. Because the problem is that not discipline. And you just said it right now. If you would have smacked me in the next year. Talking stuff like that to anybody.
Oh yeah. That's my mom would have vowed to talk. You're right. Any adult you talk to like that, even if you were right, your mom would have smacked you and figured it out later. Then went and smacked her or the adult, but she would have took care of you first for respect and discipline, and then figured out what was going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing, I have my own assumptions of what that situation's like, but he's got to go, man. I would have left, like you said.
Yeah.
Because she's already, and this is why a lot of guys, even me, don't date single moms, man, because it's never your kid.
Well,
it's never your kid.
But I don't want to go that far, because there are a lot of single moms out there. Like, I know a guy who only dates single moms.
No, I know. I'm saying this is why a lot of guys don't date single moms.
I see what you're saying. But don't give the same crap, because there are a lot of them out there who once they realize they had a child with a man that was the wrong man, they spend a lot of their life training a child to be a good guy or a good kid. So that's why I don't.
I'm just saying, because of this situation, this is why. Because this is where you're kind of on your own. But he's got to go, man. She's already showing you, dog, that she's never gonna side with you. She's got that boy. Let's say boy, he ain't a teenager. He's acting like a little kid.
Once she said it was his fault. Once she put him in check. She checked him.
I would have been,
Yeah.
I would have been so far gone, bro. Been the dust off from the old school cartoons. I've been gone. So you gotta get out, bro. To get good, man.
No,
That's
good.
just, you know.
All right, man. I appreciate
All
it.
right,
Thanks for calling,
brother.
brother.
Later.
I mean, it's just such a delicate situation. You guys need to understand. You can't, there's two things I'll say. You can't have that issue and think you can fix it, where either the parent sides with their child and not their step parent, or vice versa. Okay, if you don't have that, somebody said it. She don't have that balance, and you don't side with what's right, depending on the person who's right, and you don't side with them and try to work it out, you'll never win. Can't do it. RD42547, but the bigger problem is, you guys can talk about this hopefully a little bit later on this morning. There's no reason for you guys to come up with another person, a partner that makes you unhappy, because there's somebody out there that will make you happy. I mean, but most of you are just too insecure and too afraid of being alone for a little while till you find it, because you never it. You'd rather be unhappy in a relationship than be alone for a while and find the relationship that's going to make you happy for the rest of your life. And that's kind of what I see in already 42547. It's Romeo outside 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, hey, Big Rome, this is Big Joe. The problem with these kids nowadays is they don't have respect and act tough, in my opinion, that you can't smack them anymore like you did to us. No direction. I love your show. Thank you for that, Joe. I don't know if that's... I am not a huge fan of smacking. I understand. But I think if you hug your kids enough in the beginning of your in the beginning of their life, you'll probably have a different relationship. I mean, you got to have discipline. Don't get me wrong. You got to say no. It's not in a negative way. Sometimes kids got to hear no just to learn. You know, you don't always get what you want, but discipline and smacking are two different things. I don't think the corner works. You know, there's got a balance. And apparently with what's going on here, this kid doesn't have a balance. So I don't know what the relationship is between the 16 and the guy. For the mother, for his mother, the 16-year-old's mother, to blame her fiance for what happened seems a little ridiculous. Already 42547. Hey, Rome, if her son would have got up in hers like that, she would expect her husband to defend her. Yeah, you might be right about it. So what do you do? The 16-year-old stepson got into the guy's face. They're not married yet, so got into his face, forehead to forehead, asked him what he was doing, then started shoving, broke it up, and then blamed the man for the confrontation. He needed to be better. Well, okay. I don't know what you do at that point. I guess you text Romeo in the morning, and my advice is the situation is you never have to deal with that situation. Go meet another woman who will have kids, if they have kids, that will treat you with love and respect if you treat them. Or you may find a woman who doesn't have kids. So, I mean, you guys stay in toxic relationships. There's absolutely no reason for it. 94.1 Romeo, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Rome. It's me, Angel.
What up, Angel?
Hey, I'll tell you my situation. I left my house at 12 years old.
Okay.
And then I was, on the street.
Yeah.
Went back home, and my mother had some guy that 6 years old, and it came like around 9 at night, and I seen the dude, with the speed beer on his hand, So I came in and I didn't give it to him. I looked at him, and he looked at me. It was a respect thing back then, regardless if I was on the streets or not. I mean, I don't disrespect my mom.
Sure.
But for me to get in the man's face, you ain't got no respect for your elders at that point.
I mean, you guys, somebody else said the same thing. You make a great point. You have to have respect for just other humans, regardless. Don't. I mean,
Just like if a lady's up there, hey, you guys stop that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't cuss at them, and no, we would stop and just it was a respect thing in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, yeah, you're right about that.
But if I see my mother's face, best believe he was gonna be running like a marathon.
Well, that's a different situation, Angel. Don't change the story yet, okay?
Okay, all right, Ro.
But you're right. Kids. I mean,
You have to have respect.
There was a story once I heard of, and this was from the 90s, 2000 football. He was a professional football player. And they said he grew up in a gang neighborhood, and they were talking about why he never joined a gang. He said because his mother would cook for all the gang members and would treat them with respect and kindness, and they never messed with their son, and they're being a professional football player. But having
okay, like such and such is here, and you left.
Yeah. I mean, respect goes a long way. You're right. No, but we don't know. Maybe the guy who sent me this text message don't have respect for the kid. We don't know. It kind of goes both ways. I mean, a lot. I see these. I go out to these. Well, you go out to these football games, Angel. I go out to these sporting events. I see some of these workers, treating these kids with such disrespect, and I just go, why? They're not doing anything. They're just being kids. Hurting you.
Right. I know what you're doing. Like if dress code, if they're wearing their hats. No, I understand.
You know,
I know exactly what you're saying. I go
exactly, but some of these kids aren't even doing anything. Security guards start power tripping because I guess their lives suck, so they got to pick on somebody. But you're right. It does. Respect goes a long way with somebody. Absolutely.
All right, Rome. Have a good.
Hey, wait. What happened with the guy that was messing with your mom?
Oh man, Rome. That's to be continued.
Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley. It's RD4254777. Yo, Rome, can you read the text again? Yeah, it says, Rome, I have family conflict. Me and my fiance and her stay with each other, and I want to know if I'm wrong for wanting to stand my ground. But on Sunday morning, I seen my fiance's son standing in the hallway, and I heard him go to the kitchen, grab something, walk out the front. I thought it was odd, so I went to go check what he was doing and why, and he was in my car and asked where he was going. Now, this boy had just turned 16, no license or insurance, but he does have a permit, and he thinks he's the best driver. I told him he better check and re-ask his mom to see if he drive the car. I then asked if she allowed him to take the car. She said no. Her son got all mad, started cussing at me, that he's a better wants to go as he wants to go, grabbed the keys from the car. My daughter locked the screen door, and he started cussing her. And I went and told him, you don't need to be talking to her like that. And as I was opening the gate, I snatched the keys from him, and he said, you don't need to touch me. I said, I didn't. I grabbed my keys because it's not even his car. My face put his forehead in my forehead, and I said, what are you doing? Oh, he said, what are you going to do? And then he started shoving. And his mom came, broke us up. Now his mom is telling me that I didn't need to act like that. I needed to be an adult and have any issues. But I just want to know, was I wrong for saying no? You can drive. There you go. Yeah, so that happened to him, poor guy. It's Romeo Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, what's going on?
What's the problem now? I don't think he was wrong for saying no. Honestly, I think the mother should have been on his side. That's the reason why half of these kids out here are disrespectful to their step-parents now, because the mothers or fathers don't step in, honestly.
You would have
I don't know.
You would have to say that would be the reason, because the only influence they have is their mother or father, their biological mother. So you would have to say that the reason why they didn't teach these kids how to be respectful to their new partner.
I mean, and he's 16. Come on now. He barely got his permit. I understand he's excited, but it doesn't give him the right to just go out there and just
I think something else is going on. I don't think it...
Oh, yeah. You know, so is another story.
Yeah.
I hope he's going to ever tell the full story, but, I mean...
You're right.
I mean, I mean, at the same time, though, he's only 16. Can't drive until they're, what is it, 21?
No, they can drive at 16.
Without the adult with the permit?
Oh, no, they can't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have to have somebody in the car that's like 25 or something like that over.
I don't know.
So I don't know. Like you said, it's probably deeper to the story than than what we're knowing in a text message. Yeah. But I don't know. I just don't think he should have gotten in the car and did, because anything could happen. He could have took off, crashed, or anything, and then what?
Of course, absolutely. All right.
So I mean, like I said, if there's something that we're not knowing, but other than that, she should have spoken and said.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Bye. All right. It's Hot 94.1.
Hey, what's up, Rome?
Hey, Ruben, what's up, man?
Man, I feel bad for that guy, Rome, because, I mean, first right off back, his girl should be saying, look, dude, look, telling her son, hey, you don't have a right there. You're not insured. If something happens, we could lose everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
I agree with that.
She's like sitting there and pretty much like cheering him on. Like, it's okay to get up in his face. It's okay to grab the keys, because it don't sound like she's saying anything to the kid.
Well, the whole story. So that's the one thing we can't. There's got to be something else. At least we hope there's something else that we didn't get the whole story.
The kid at 16, I mean, how long has he been a stepdad? You know what I mean? Because it's only been a little while. The kid probably don't like him.
Well, yeah.
It's a lot harder for these boys to like men, men as a dad, you know what I mean, than, when they have a stepdaughter or something, no?
I don't know.
I'm just, I think it's like, for the boys to see their mom with another guy,
I don't know.
I know, I don't know. I'm just saying, it sounds like, but for the kid to get up in his face and all that, and I mean, he has a daughter, and his daughter seeing all that, and the kid being old attitude, man, he just needs to wrap it up, especially if he's back.
Well, okay. Yeah.
The thing at the end of the day, no matter whatever that kid does, is going to cost him the money. If he's out there wrong.
Yeah, I can see that. All right.
You know what I mean? So, right. I don't know. He might have to shake the house, take his daughter, and go,
Yeah, I would have at that point. Unless there's more to a story.
What is her daughter just sitting and watch this guy act like that? So disrespectful, you know what I mean?
Sure. All right, Ruben.
So, all right, Ruben.
I mean, there's got going on. I can't sit here and, if I'm just going at face value of what he sent, I would leave. Once the stepson got in your face and physically, I'd be out. Especially since the mom blamed me for it, or blamed him for it, or blamed you for it. I mean, you got to go. You got to go, because it's never going to change. Now, what led up to that? Maybe there's more to it. Maybe the guy didn't treat the kid good for the last however long. And how long have they been together? I mean, there's a lot of things that we're missing. But, at face value, you got to go. Hey, good morning, Rome. Hey, the mom was wrong by saying the stepdad needed a bigger person. Shows the kid his mom when he doesn't like authority. I mean, I can't disagree with anything that you guys are saying. You're right. The problem is this. It's easy for us to say that. I don't know how much he loves this woman. I don't know if he can't get another one. But I will tell you this. I'm going to tell every single one of you, okay? There is a person out there that you operate 90% of the time. I'll give you 90%, okay? Even if it's 80% of the time. The other 20%, you're going to disagree on some things. You're going to have a bad day. But you're still going to be okay. It's still not going to cause a toxic relationship. Accepting this stepson acting like that and the mother blaming you, his mother blaming you, is a reason to leave. In my opinion, okay? Because there is a woman out there who will know how to balance her kids and her new partner or her spouse, whoever, new spouse, whatever the case may be. They're not married yet, right? You all know them. Balance that and step in and look, you're wrong. I get it. Now let's figure it out, okay? But you guys need to, this situation or any situation, there's a person out there who wants you, who wants to not give you the drama to the extent of toxicity. But you guys are too insecure to being alone. You think it'll never happen. And so you deal with situations like this. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo, RD42547-7. Hey, Rome. Yep, it won't change. My husband's baby mama was married to a very nice man. A very nice man. And the son knew that no matter what the husband told her about her son being bad or disrespectful, that she would always blame the stepdad. And it hit the fan physically. She said she ended up beating the stepdad, and now the stepdad is married to a very nice woman now. Oh wow, yeah, wow. Well, yeah, you got to get out of that situation, right? Absolutely. My only point, there's always somebody better, but there's always somebody better. But when I say that, you have to understand why I say that when I say that and you're in a relationship, okay? Is the person you're with right now, if they are, I'll just use the word nice, and you have a good relationship with them, then, and you like it, you love it, you're in, they care about you, respect for a good relationship, then no, there isn't somebody better out there, but there is. When I say somebody better, I'm not telling you to go turn in a good man or a good woman for a better man or a better woman. What I'm saying is, don't stay with a mediocre man or woman or a bad man. Don't stay with a bad partner or a mediocre partner, because there is somebody else there. Grass can be greener on the other side. Whoever brought that up, whoever said that or created that, said because they left a good partner, not because they left a bad partner. You leave a bad partner, you leave a mediocre partner, you can find the grass is greener on the other side. Now, if you leave a good partner, yeah, the grass isn't greener on the other side, even though it can be. There is somebody better for you, okay? Not necessarily if you already have a partner, okay? RD4254-7-7. It's Romeo. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, RD4254-7-7. My guy just texted me, says, "Ro, I'm the good partner, shape up." Yeah. But I'm looking at a previous text that he sent me from September 8th. How about them Raiders, Rome? Then September 16th, 8 days later, Raiders still have a better record than your Chiefs. Now it's October 1st. Hi, bruh. Yeah, I find it hard to believe you're the good partner. Well, you might be the good partner, but apparently you're not the partner. RD4254-7-7. But to be honest, when we talk about the good partner, that's all I say. You know, you guys, I don't know why anybody would deal with a bad partner in whatever your definition of bad is. And it doesn't always have to be the extreme. It just could be you're unhappy a lot of the times because, and you might not even not be unhappy. You just might not be happy. Why would you live your life not happy? Why would you not, you already got a job that's no fun, and now you got fun? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just need to realize that grass can be greener. Most of you have fear, which, why? This is what I don't understand. A lot of people, or the human psyche, or your human psyche. Why would you rather be in an unhappy or just non-happy relationship versus alone? Are you that? I don't get that part of it. But anyway, back to this whole idea. Grass can't be greener on the other side. Okay. You just have to realize that. And usually it takes something drastic to realize that, as opposed to going, you know what? I've been for years and I'm just not happy. Let me go find somebody that'll make me happy. It's Romeo outside of 84.1. How did you win the rhythm of the valley? It's Romeo. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
So I think it's unrealistic to expect to be all the time. That might even be an unhealthy expectation. Nobody is going to be happy all the time.
No, I know. Yeah, you're right.
The storm. You know what I mean? Right. In order to have longevity in your relationship and grow old together and all those things that people used to do, because I think a lot of people think it's so easy now to just switch it up. He doesn't make me happy in this area. They don't really try to communicate through it. They cheat through it, and they see a backup plan, and then they go with that backup plan, and they find themselves married or divorced, and that shouldn't be the goal.
Well,
we should try to weather the storm.
What I'm saying though is, and I agree with you, you're not going to be happy all the time. I always say like 80%, you should be happy 80% of the time. Positive. You might wake up and have a bad day. You might say the wrong thing to him or her or to your partner and be like, wait a second, I shouldn't have said that, and it caught. But I'm just saying, there are people right now that have been with a partner spouse, and they're not unhappy. They're not happy. They're just living life. And there's no reason to kind of walking through life, sleepwalking through their relationship in life. That's all I'm saying. You don't need that. Now, we can go to the one extreme, like you said, where it's, okay, this is a toxic relationship. You shouldn't be or don't accept it. But when you're just kind of sleepwalking through your marriage, through your life, and you're not really happy, but you're not unhappy. You're just kind of blah. Yeah, there's you don't have to live like that.
Yeah, what about that person, though? That person can step up their game a little bit and try and cause some happiness. And also, if there's something specific that's causing the unhappiness, there's a problem with, something your partner's doing that's causing the unhappiness in the relationship or marriage, then address that and see if you can't work through that.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with you stepping up and addressing anything.
Yeah, but if you're the common denominator in all of your failed relationships, then the problem is you.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right with everything you're saying. I just think there's a lot of people that are sitting in relationships right now going, this I'm stuck with this, and that's their mindset. Instead, it's not to change and you make this better or find somebody who wants to be better for them. So, but you're right. Everything you're saying is right. I don't disagree with that.
Hey, right. Have a good day, Rome.
You too. We'll see you later. Already 4254777. It's Romeo outside 94.1. Hot 94 in the rhythm of the valley. It's Romeo. What's going on?
What's going on, Big Rom?
What up, brother?
Man, just listening to you right now. Drop my daughter off at school. Man, I agree with what you got going on. There's a lot of people who are just waking up and going to sleep, and there's another day gone. They're not living. You know that saying, just because you're alive don't mean you're living.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's going on. And I do agree with what the last said, but I also, there is some type of disagreement that I have, when she says, we trying to make you happy. Some people you can't make happy. Some people are just not with it, and those are the people that, like I said, just because you're living, and it's just one of those things where you just wake up, today's Monday, today's Tuesday, today's Tuesday, next week passes, they're just used to it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it does suck, and I sit there and I see, that what do you call it, that copacetic movement going on, and especially nowadays, like you had said, people just move on, just from one relationship to the next, and it's a whole lot easier. You talk to these old heads that are, 70, 80 years old, and they've been married for 40 years. You can't even get people to stay married for 3 or 4 years now.
Well, yeah. I'm agreeing with that. The thing about that, though, is I believe anybody that's ever told you they've been married for 40 or 50 years happened, that they accepted. And it could be something very dramatic, like an infidelity or something happened that they accepted because they believe this marriage needs to go 40 or 50 years. Because you and I could be friends, and we're going to have a disagreement at some point where we could lose our friendship, but we'll either figure it out or we won't. So I agree with what you're saying about people just jumping, but the problem is I think there's a lot of unhappy people in this world due to their relationships and due to their jobs, and you got to fix one of them. So the easiest one to fix it, or whether you move on from it.
Would you agree that people nowadays have a huge lack of drive?
Oh, absolutely. I believe that people, but I also believe that people nowadays don't have any, don't have their own thought process. Like, they don't believe what I'm saying. People don't believe. You tell a 25-year-old girl right now, hey, you could have the happiest life ever if you just do what I do. Go live your life for a little while, get life experience. Stop looking at social media and stop living vicariously through somebody else's life. And then the man that's going to treat you right. Don't accept anything less. Don't be a jerk. Don't be an arrogant ass or entitled. Accept it. That guy, you'll find that. But you may be alone for a little longer than you think, and they will.
It's crazy that you say that, because I literally had, and I'm still turning out too. I had this argument yesterday with my 8-year-old son about his girlfriend.
Okay.
And it's literally, that's exactly, right when you brought it up, I'm like, dude, we just had this argument yesterday. and that's what it was. And I'm sitting there telling him, like, dude, this is the same show, just new characters.
Yeah.
And that's what this new generation doesn't understand. They're not pioneers.
Yeah,
they're walking on paid services that we paid for them, and we're just telling them to stay on course, man. You're on this side when you get here, but it's up to you if you want to climb a mountain when there's a road goes right around it. You know?
You're right.
And a lot of them don't understand. A lot of them don't have drive. They just accept what they get. They work jobs because the pay is good. It's like, it's not good money, but you're happy with, $18, $19 an hour. Hey, go for it, man. If that's what's going to make you happy at a job that you can't stand, and they have zero drive. So, yeah, I think a lot of these people are just copacetic with life. They just wake up, and to them it's just Groundhog's Day, but they're okay with it.
All right, man.
So,
Thanks for calling, bro. Later. RD4254 7-7. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1. The Romeo. The guy that just called made a great point about kids today. Remember when you were a kid getting out of high school, man? You were either going to go to college, that was the whole focus, or you wanted a job. You wanted to get that from there. You wanted to make some money. The ultimate goal was to get a house, and it wasn't. That was just what you were taught, and you had to have that drive to do it. You might be right about that. Hey, Rome, can you parents from Ridgeview High School, let's see, parents, there is no third lane and that they're all going to drop their kids off. You can drop them off in the middle of the street. You have to park. And if you get honked, don't act like you didn't do nothing wrong. I'm going to start giving community tickets for dumbass drivers. Yeah, it's funny how those, a lot of lazy parents out there. A lot of parents out there dropping off their kids and picking them up. If you noticed, pay attention to what type of people are driving those cars. Hey, Rome, some words for these people living like that. The people living like that, like these, this is because they want to be like this. If not, they should be doing something a long time ago. No, I disagree. I don't think I think everybody, for the most part, I think people want to be happy. And I just think that they don't know how. They don't know what's possible. So I don't think they want to be like that. They just don't know any different. At a certain point, you don't know any different, right? And like the here said, hey, at some point, you're the problem. At some point, it's your fault for being like that. So maybe you don't want to be like that. I don't think they want to be. I just think they want to be. Okay? RD424 7-7. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo. Hey, Rome. I was previously married for 10 years, currently out of a 2-year relationship. Had to do with her son. For the reason we're not together anymore, I'm willing to wait for a great relationship. I don't have more good times than bad times. If I don't have more good times than bad times, that's right. Then there's an issue there, and I'm welcoming problems instead of happiness. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine being alone and happy, and picking a potential partner and cut people flags that bother me. But isn't that what I'm supposed to do if I want to find my type of happiness? So my friends and siblings tell me I need to find someone, and I just don't want to find someone or settle. I want to find what I want and not settle. I can wait. I don't need a woman. I want a woman, and I want to pick the exact woman. Now I want it longer to find it. Will one day. Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point. You will find it one day. All you got to do is just take your time. For men and women, if you're picking a partner, you can find a partner that will want to be with you. That's what I always say. You find a partner that wants to be with you for your flaws, for your positive attributes, everything. Right? They're out there. Just gotta find them. And sometimes that's the hard part. Hey, Rome, that guy that just called hit the nail on the head. Got to enjoy life and live for tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. It's on 94.1. Hot 94.1, the rhythm of the valleys. Romeo, good morning. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Rome?
Hey, Ruben.
Rome, you're right, bro. Around here, a lot of these men and a lot of people are just scared to be alone. They can't be alone, so they just settle.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you live all miserable, fighting, arguing all the time. You know what I mean? I just left Home Depot, and these guys are this early in the morning, and this couple out here fighting. It's over some. I guess the guy got the wrong light bulb or something, and they look like fools, and I'm like, over a light bulb?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? I think, like you said, Rome, a lot of these people just settle. Dude, is it really worth being miserable? I'd rather be like that lady the one that just texts you. I mean, their friends are all telling her, "Oh, you got to hurry up. You got to hurry." Why? They're not happy with the person that you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they get red flags and they get out of it.
That was a guy. That was a guy, not a girl. But okay.
Okay, but either way, you know what I mean? They see the red flags, they're getting out of it. They're not just settling. And there's very not that many people here that would do that.
Yeah, not a lot.
So, so, I mean, don't listen to your friends. You're going to set up your friends.
Exactly.
So.
All right, Ruben. All right, brother.
All right, Rome.
Fight in front of Home Depot. Public displays of fighting, huh? All right, 842-547-7. I do want to say this about that, though. There is a wide range of miserable, right? All the way on the left, you're just happy, you guys get along great, you do everything's amazing. And on the right, all the way on the right is toxicity, right? You shouldn't be in this relationship, verbal, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So the whole area between that. To what degree do you want to accept? You know? And why would you accept? Because when you tell somebody to bull in their marriage, there's usually some very specific things they can point out. The problem is the people who think that they have to live like that because it can't be better. Oh, if I go into the next marriage, it's going to be the same thing. I might as what is it? The devil, you know? I mean, that's just not the right way to think about it. But on the other hand, just always jumping the first time something happens, always leaving the relationship, that one red flag pops up, that may not be the right way either. You got to find this balance of how to deal with it. Because gosh, it's so complicated to have this conversation. It's Romeo. It's out 94.1. Hi, Rhythm in the Valley. It's Romeo. Good morning. What's going on?
Hey, man, I'm calling back again, Ron.
What up, brother?
Hey, man, this is going to have to stop playing music. This is going to have to be a talk show at this point, man. It's getting there. Like you said, we don't have enough time. And long story short, if people were to put their phones down and stop having relationships with Instagram and TikTok and Twitter or X or whatever they call themselves now and actually live life, I think a lot more people would be a lot happier. If everybody's living vicariously through other people, that they're missing their own relationships, they're missing their kids growing up, they're missing what's going on in reality, and they're only paying attention to what's going on the other 6 inches of that screen.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that. Because I take heat from my family and friends because if I'm watching something, a live event or something, I don't use my phone to look at it. I don't record anything on my phone at all. I want to watch it in person. If I go to a concert, I don't put my phone out to record. I watch it in person. And it's funny that you say that because I take heat from that. From who say, "Oh, did you record it?" No, I didn't. No, I'm good.
Yeah, you know, the other crazy thing that I've seen, I was at Christmas about 2 years ago, and I go inside there, and there's like 5 or 6 kids, and they're watching kids play on YouTube.
Exactly.
I'm like, dude, you have a yard. Go play outside. Kids play with cardboard boxes that are painted. Like, go do that.
There is some validity to what you're saying.
It's what it's getting to now.
There is some validity to what you're saying. You're right. There's something real, everything, but there's a lot to that.
It has a lot to do with it. Yeah. It has a lot to do with it. It's based on the internet relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think you got something there. All right, man. All right, later. All right, 842-547-7. When it comes to technology, you can't discount it. It's part of our society. You're not getting rid of it. Okay. Not going anywhere. Nothing you can do about it. You can fight it, but you're not going to win, okay? So now you got to find the balance for it. If you want to have a good relationship, if you want to have activity and this and that, you got to find a balance. And the problem is you don't know how to balance technology in real life. That's the problem with you. It's Romeo. It's Hot 94.1. Hot 94.1, the Rhythm of the Valley is Romeo. 842-547-7. Hey, Rome. I think we need to bring back meeting people in person in cars again, or actually women. People for women and men based off what they see on social media. And not only that, women use basically double filters with a lot of makeup and still use filters like, how bad is that face? Messed up. All that. I always use the filters women use on myself to see how much it alters my own image. If it changes my whole image, they get cut. But choose your partner wisely in person has always been better approach for myself when meeting women. Well, I mean, I think I've said this before. I think meeting people online is absolutely the worst idea for anybody. And you'll get a couple of people that will tell you, oh, it's great story, great story, great story. But those were people who were legit for somebody. The problem with online, meeting people online, is there's too many options. And unfortunately, you would think that would be the more options, the more the better, or the more options I have, the more likely I am to find the right. But that's not how it works. The more options you have, you just keep trying more options. That's the problem with dating online. There's too many options for you. You know, when you're out, you know, when you go out on Monday night and you're looking to meet somebody, or when you go out on Friday night, Saturday, I was thinking of Monday Night Football. That's why I said that. When you go out on the weekend, you have a finite of people that you can meet and choose from. That allows you a better chance to meet somebody and actually get to know them. When you have everybody's lying online, you know, very few people are being honest online, and there's too many options online. Human beings cannot have that many options. It will never work. 4254-7-7. It's Romeo. It's out 94.1.